true to the fam. In the booth, you can't do what I can. Yeah, I live in the studio, man. In the summer or the winter, got the studio time. OMG, stay true to the fam. In the booth, you can't do what I can. Yeah, I live in the studio, man. In the summer or the winter, got the studio.
Welcome to That's Your Opinion, Not Mine. My name is Tez.
And your co-defendant over here is Chris.
Yes.
How you doing, Tez?
Not too bad. Actually, I'm a little bit achy. I started doing my garden.
Oh.
Yeah, started. I'm not even halfway yet.
A lot of boring math later.
But yeah, otherwise, how are you? You good?
I'm not too bad. After last week's video on Mrs. Heard, so we've finally got the conclusion today.
Yeah, we finally got it. Johnny Depp won.
He did.
Yeah, which I'm so happy about. I know so many other people are happy about that.
It had to be done. There was a conclusion. He won. It would have been an outrage if he didn't.
Yeah, and you've got to be pretty fucking dumb not to look at the evidence or lack thereof and go,
We was very outspoken on our last video regarding this subject.
Yeah, but that's because she's a liberty taker and she's an insult.
Absolutely. We went in, didn't we, a little bit?
We had to because she's a fucking insult.
So what are we looking at today?
She's not happy with the verdict, is she?
Really?
So, yeah, surprise, surprise. Because they're all mocking me. They're mocking my testimony. They're mocking me and my truth and me too. And they're just constantly mocking me online, saying that, I'm this, I'm that, and then I'm a liar. Just mocking.
Good Wisconsin accent there.
Don't know what accent that was.
It was in between American and Irish.
Irish?
Yeah, sort of. Not bad. Better than what I could do.
Yeah.
All I can do is get out of here. That's it. Have I insulted all Italian Americans again?
Yeah.
Hey, you fuckers, yay. No, can't do that, no. Okay.
I think our lawyer has done a couple of interviews, so see which one we can find. Just observe and see what crap she's spewing.
It's not the end of it, is it? Unfortunately.
I wish it was.
She's going to appeal.
Or attempt to, if she can afford it. Because I think you need to put the money up front or something. So I don't know where she's going to get like 10 million from or 8 million from.
It's funny. I see something, Amber Heard's net worth minus 8 million. Hilarious.
But maybe she'll ask her good friend Elon Musk to help her.
Say no more. I'm not going to say anything.
Neither am I. I don't know. I don't know the man. I don't know. I have no idea. Yeah, so this is Amber's lawyer on, I think it's CBS Mornings.
We heard Amber's reaction to the verdict yesterday. This seems to be a huge victory for Johnny Depp this morning.
A major setback for women inside the courtroom and outside the courtroom.
Major setback for women?
Yeah, that did make me chuckle. Major setback for women.
I've got no words.
Amber had an enormous amount of evidence, although a lot of it was suppressed in this case as opposed to the UK. But look at all the women who have no evidence.
What evidence?
Well, whatever evidence she had, obviously you have to present the evidence.
Exactly, and
if you're going to prove,
the court aren't going to go, oh no, you've got your hands are bleeding. No, you can't put that in as evidence. No, they're not.
All these women who suffer from domestic violence and domestic abuse, they don't have evidence. And basically, what this jury said is, unless you pull out your cell phone and you tape record your spouse beating you, you're out of luck.
But Elaine, I think it was bigger than that because you have the evidence, as you say, but they did not believe her.
Thank you.
She was lying.
And again, what evidence? It was clearly fake. There was no medical report. They keep on saying she's got medical records. They're talking about her seeing a fucking therapist or whoever it was, or that ears, nose and throat doctor that she saw after she left Johnny Depp. But he basically said, your nose is a bit fucked. Well, there could be another reason why her nose was a bit fucked on the inside.
It's not to be sniffed at.
Oh, excuse me, I don't know what's come over me all of a sudden.
Daniela Westbrook-itis.
What? Who? When? What?
I didn't say that.
I don't know what. Didn't even hear what you said.
Anyway.
Yeah.
You think they did not believe her?
I think that a lot of that was that it was Johnny Depp. I think the celebrity status.
But she's a celebrity too.
She's taking no prisoners.
No, it is good. Look, in England, there's something called perjury. I know this wasn't a criminal case, it was a civil case, right?
Yeah.
But if you lie under oath, whether it's a civil or criminal, does that amount to the equivalent of perjury in this country? Because obviously you're lying in court.
I think there's been rumours or talks that they might actually do her for perjury in this country and in Australia as well. So she gone fucked up. At this rate, she's not going to be able to leave the United States, and even then, she's fucked.
Good.
But you have to remember, it's a tale of two trials. All the evidence came in the UK. Mr. Depp brought that one. The burden of proof was on the son in the UK because they had called him a wife beater and talked about the domestic violence. He had his opportunity to tell the truth then. And a 3-week trial, he lost. The judge found...
Okay, I don't know all the ins and outs of that trial, but what I have researched is allegedly the judge might have not been allegedly 100%. Let's just leave it as that. You know, there's rumours that he might have been slightly best buddies with the son, allegedly. I don't know.
Rupert Murdoch, you mean?
I don't know.
Allegedly.
I have no idea. This is just something I've heard. I can't say yes, I can't say no. It's just rumours.
I don't know anything.
I don't know. I know nothing, just rumours. Speculation, hearsay.
12 acts of domestic violence, including sexual violence. And that came out November 2, 2020. We weren't allowed to tell the jury that.
Well, it's a different system, and the judge, it wasn't a jury, it was a judge. The judge said it was substantially true, and that is significant, and I think surprised a lot of legal analysts. But, in this case, the jury not only didn't believe Amber Heard, but in ruling that she acted with actual malice, that means she had the intent to cause harm, right? That's a pretty high standard to prove it.
And it's pretty amazing since the op-ed never even mentioned Mr. Depp.
And I think what she's forgetting is that she was sat on the stand and admitted it more than once that she wrote it, and it was about Johnny Depp, or was I the only one that spotted that? So, whatever way you try and spin it, you're fucked.
There's no getting out of it, really, is there?
No, you admitted it. Get over it. You admitted it. You did it. Now live
They've
with
got
it.
blinkers on, isn't they? They're like just so, like, no.
Yeah.
This is what it is. No, because they've got nowhere else to go, have they? Really?
No.
So they have to spin it as best they can.
Yeah.
They're just spin doctors, aren't they? That's all they are.
But the thing is that you can't spin yourself out of this one.
No, but they will still try, though. That's what I'm saying. It's damage limitation now. No, I know that sounds a bit weird, but you still look after the aftermath of it. You're still gonna have to try and minimise the impacts at some sort of level or cost. Not that it's gonna work.
Yeah, it's not going to work.
But as a legal team, as you were going to keep on going to the bitter end, didn't you? Because that's what you get paid for, and that's what you have to do.
See, what would be a better way for her to do it and for her to have some form of a career is to just come out and go, you know what? I was wrong. And I'm not saying that straight away she would have a career, but people would respect that. So you'd apologise, you'd let the dust settle, and then...
But her ego would never allow.
Yeah, it was never going to happen. But that's what a normal
person... But I think it would be too little too late, and it would seem to be... If she did do that, it would be too little too late, and would it be genuine? And probably not, and she's only doing it for her benefit because she's obviously... So, but yeah, there would be some form of... No, there wouldn't be no form of humility in it. No, sorry. I'm glad it's going this way, because...
You can't do that to someone and then expect your life to be all hunky-dory. It's not fair and it's not right.
You can't polish a turd, can you?
No.
You can't roll it in glitter. It's still a turd.
No.
Remember that. What they learned from the UK case is to demonize Amber, which is what they did, and to try to suppress as much of the evidence that came in the UK and did not come in the United States. But the other problem is we had cameras in the courtroom. So here we had, not only did we have a group of Depp fans that were there every day, 100 were allowed in, they lined up at 1 o'clock in the morning for their wristbands to be in that courtroom, but we had everything on camera, and we had tremendous social media that was very, very, very much against Amber.
It was pointed out that was the first time that a victim of sexual abuse had to testify on live television.
And I fought hard and lost that battle. So, it should not have happened.
So I'm a former NFL player, and after a hard loss, it's easy to wake up and point to the other side. Oftentimes, I realized the better thing to do was to look in the mirror. What mistakes did I make as a player? What mistakes did our coaching staff make? And then how can we improve from there? Do you feel like you guys made any mistakes along the way? Do you feel like Amber made a mistake while she was on the stand? Because you're saying it's the celebrity, it's Johnny, it's the people who support him. But what about you and your team?
Well, and that's an excellent question. And to say, Amber even said on the stand, I am not perfect. I am a human being. These people were giving her death threats. They threatened to microwave her baby. This is the kind of social media she was getting. So are any of us perfect? No. Is there something else we feel we should have done? Yes, absolutely. I redo my closings 100 times afterwards, whether I win or lose. That's part of being a good lawyer, a good trial lawyer, is right. There's always something. But I think that there were a lot of influences here that were beyond our control. And I think the social media, it was like a Roman Colosseum.
But them influences shouldn't have an influence on the outcome, because it's outside forces which has nothing directly attached to the actual trial and case. So what is she talking about?
She loved playing with the media before and all social media before. Why should it be any different now?
But that's nothing to do with the outcome of the actual case.
No.
It's evidence-based, not social media-based or opinionated-based. It's evidently, factually based.
They reckon that, the jury was, on social media.
Yeah, but look, at the end of the day, the jury, I'm sure, I'm not a lawyer, I'm not a legal expert, right? But I know a little bit. And I'm certain that the jury must have been instructed, not to go.
They were.
Right, okay. And if that is the case, then retrial, innit? Have a retrial. These juries were watching social media, they got influence. Right, let's have a retrial. Prove it. You can't, so it's nonsense.
I think that's what they're trying to aim for now.
Yeah. This is the narrative. They're not saying this for no reason. They're trying to push a narrative, subtle.
But the problem that they're forgetting is everybody now knows and everybody's seen the evidence, so you're going to find it hard to find another set of jurors that have no idea what's going on.
It's impossible.
Yeah.
So this narrative about outside forces, it's completely irrelevant because it doesn't add up, because it's not based on that. So outside influence cannot have an impact on that subject right there. It's impossible. It's like it's like something happening after the event. It's done. It's done. Like, just accept it for what it is, and then move on.
Yeah, they're not.
Is the best way to describe the atmosphere here. And I have to believe that the jury, even though they're told not to go and look at anything, they have weekends, they have families, they have
they were
social
not
media.
sequestered. They were not sequestered.
And the 10-day period we had, how could they not have been influenced?
But Elaine, for most people watching this trial, and a lot of people, got huge views. It just seemed to be so messy and salacious and so tawdry on both sides. And I think for a lot of people from the outside looking in thought both of them were not telling the truth, and that they mutually abused each other. Do you not believe that was the case?
No, and that's one of the many misnomers. The way that Depp's team approached this was based on ignorance of domestic violence. It completely ignored the cycle of violence and just said, oh, she wouldn't have done this if he had been hitting her. That was their approach.
So you thought that they weren't fighting fair?
Correct.
What? What?
It's ridiculous.
Well, I can look. Listen, love. Clearly, you don't know much about domestic violence, but she didn't act like a victim at all in any way, shape, or form.
It was very difficult to try and have any sort of. You just have to look at the way she was going on and carrying herself.
Exactly. She was the one getting
can't.
really proper arsey and
There was
aggravated on the stand.
You couldn't empathise with her one bit.
No, and I really wanted to, because I was even thinking, well, again, I'm pretty sure Johnny Depp is not perfect, but, I was even thinking, well, maybe, he might have given her a slap or something, who knows, it's possible. And I was trying to see if there was at least some truth in that. I couldn't see any.
She's absolutely blew herself out of the water here.
Yeah.
And the legal teams, it's like, their job is to convince you what lies or truths are better. That's basically what it is.
Yeah.
You've got two legal teams, let's act the best to see who wins. That's all well and good, but when there's basis of truth to it and someone's outright lying, probably 95% of the time, you're going to lose.
Exactly, and especially when you can't put a coherent story together, that doesn't really help, because I don't think the jury probably still don't actually have a clue what the fuck she was going on about most of the time, because it made no fucking sense.
It's a disgrace.
Oh, whilst I remember, this is how horrible Johnny Depp is. I caught a clip of Sharon Osbourne talking to Piers Morgan on his new show. No, this is actually good.
Okay.
Yeah, because Johnny Depp was playing with...
What, the band?
No, he wasn't playing with his band. He was playing with
6 hours later.
Jeff Beck. Yeah, he was over here playing with Jeff Beck.
Yeah, with the band, not his band. I meant
not his band.
I see
but
that.
Yeah. Well, anyway, apparently Sharon Osbourne was there, and she said she just came out with this. There was no cameras. There was nobody there. Johnny Depp was in his dressing room, and he spent 45 minutes on his knees listening to an 8-year-old girl read out her diary to him. Who does that?
There you go.
Getting down on a kid's level and spending 45 minutes of your time in your dressing room listening to an 8-year-old read her diary because she wants to read you her diary.
But be careful, because the weirdos who say, there's something more sinister going on.
No.
You've seen the stuff that, the people, not everyone... Look, listen, we've got views on certain things. I'm going to say this now. And a lot of people go from one extreme to another. It's like, not everyone who works in the profession is a nonce. Not every elite person are all there because of blood sacrifices and they've done deals with the devil and they've signed their contracts in blood.
Yeah.
Yeah? Not everyone.
Not everyone.
Not everyone. A lot, but not everyone. So, you know, anyway.
But no, it was a genuine. He took a genuine interest because
that's what we're saying. Because I know what people say. There are some weirdos who think every single person in the media have got this agenda and they're all from the same. Not every single person. I know a few people in the industry, and I can tell you now, they did not do these things to get there. There's no way. There's not. I know that for a fact. You know, but people are so obsessed and so fixated. They've done, you know. But anyway, that, you know, and yeah, you know, there are, you know, probably, allegedly, possibly, you know, people do sort of all sorts of things to get to the top.
Oh yeah, they do.
They do.
They do.
But not every single person. You know, I don't believe that. I don't believe it. There are a few good people who don't have to do that.
Exactly, because if Johnny Depp was like that, then, well, we wouldn't be sitting here now talking about
No, I wouldn't be doing no video. I wouldn't.
Well, that, and there wouldn't be any trial. She wouldn't have made any, well, she might have made allegations, but it wouldn't have got this far because they would have squashed her years ago.
There would have been a cover-up. They would have paid hush-hush. They would have done something.
They would have got rid of her. So
yeah, or she wouldn't be alive or whatever.
Yeah, so that in itself should tell you that he's not in that elite group.
No. There are elite groups, 100%.
Yeah.
I agree.
He's not
definitely.
in that.
I don't believe so. But anyway.
No. But the point is, he's not an arsehole because who does that? Mm. And there's so many stories of him going to the kids' hospital dressed up with Jack Sparrow.
Yeah, he's a good...
somebody said as well that not only did he do that, he spent time reading to their son. Mm. Come on.
You know, look, he's got a good heart. Like, most addicts, you know, and I've worked with him. You know, and I've been around substance misuse for many years, like in the bad side, when I was in active addiction, and now, like, obviously I've been years clean and sober. But most people, addicts, alcoholics, whatever, they're nice. They're nice people, man. They really try. I've not met really a wrong un, like, who's come through. I know they had their ways. They've done some bad things, but 9 times out of 10. Most people I come across have got good hearts, got heart of gold, and he's the same.
That as well. And if he was that much of an addict, he wouldn't be able to do all these things. Yeah. Because, he might be able to put on an act, but he would slip. There's no way he would be able to keep that up constantly in front of people. It's not possible.
Yeah,
and,
definitely.
You know, he would be, I don't know, going to the shops, going to buy a pint of milk. Somebody would have interacted with him and would have seen if he was in that much of a state and that much of an arsehole. Because, you know,
you can be a functioning addict, all right, and then you can get absolutely smashed behind the scenes. You know, I've known people. Oh
yeah, there are some like that, but there's going to be at least one incident where you are going to slip.
Yeah.
And there hasn't been any evidence of that.
Definitely, but it is what it is. But yeah, well, I get your point. Definitely.
I don't think they were fighting fair.
And you think Amber Heard is, in fact, a survivor of domestic violence?
Yes, I absolutely believe that. And there's a tremendous amount of evidence, much of which did not come into this trial, did come into the UK trial. We even had more evidence. We had medical records. We had mental health records that went back to 2012.
Why didn't they put it in then?
And when she says medical, she means that ears, nose and throat doctor that she saw after she divorced him.
Okay.
Because apparently that's evidence.
Okay.
That were contemporaneous. We had text messages from Mr. Depp's assistant saying, when I told him that he had kicked you, he cried.
So how is she today, Elaine? How is she today? What is her next move?
If that is true, that statement in itself kind of backfires on her really, because it means he didn't know he did it and he felt guilty and compassion for doing it, if that is true, what she just said. So it's going completely against this.
But when you restrain someone, you have to hit them in some sort of capacity, maybe to get them off you or whatever. You have to... what are you supposed to do? If it was that bad, she would have been like proper messed up.
Yeah, there's no way she would. No, it's just not possible. In the job that she was doing, there is no way on earth. None.
Well, her next move is appeal. There were
she's heartbroken.
She is heartbroken. And one of the first things that she said when she came back from the verdict, when we went into the conference room, was, I am so sorry to all these women.
She said that?
Yes. She felt like she had let down all of these women because she had more evidence than most people do, and yet they still didn't believe her.
Elaine Bredehoft, thank you so much for joining us.
What was this evidence? If you have evidence, I'd love to see it. I'm still open-minded. If you've got evidence, please, by all means. Yeah, that's the main latest on Amber Heard, really.
We had to do a conclusion because obviously we'd done the video, more extensive video, didn't we? Like, it was quite long. So yeah, we had to do the conclusion, obviously, because after the facts, he won. Obviously, that, you know, that was the right outcome.
Yeah, so do you think she'll actually be able to, well, do you think this appeal is actually going to happen?
Anyone in their right mind would say just forget about it. But because of her ego, absolutely, she's going to go to the bitter end, if she can afford it.
Well, I've got a feeling someone might help her out. Who that is, who knows?
Who knows? Who knows?
Wouldn't like to speculate.
No, definitely not.
No, so there's a possibility that, but whether she'll actually win that appeal,
I'm not too familiar about how an appeal process works, but considering the overwhelming evidence in the initial case, to appeal against that would be rather ludicrous.
but this is Amber Heard.
Yes.
Ludicrous is her middle name.
It is. I mean, not talking about a rapper.
No, he's pretty good, actually.
Yeah. Yeah, well, that was very insightful. I'm glad we've done the conclusion. We had to do it.
Yeah, well done, Johnny Depp. Congratulations, really happy for you. If you are watching, which I doubt, but you never know, maybe. But yeah, well done to Johnny Depp, thank God.
Yeah, you deserve everything. You deserve that. How you put up with her for all them years, God only knows, for nightmare. But the nightmare's over. Hopefully, you know, and I really do hope he can sort out this substance misuse. You know, I really hope, you know, maybe he can turn the corner on that and go, do you know what, I've had enough. Hopefully, if he wants to.
Hopefully, and hopefully his career.
Yeah, can take off again.
Yeah.
But yeah, you've been watching That's Your Opinion, Not Mine with Tess and Chris. We'll be back next week with God knows what, because we don't know what we're doing from one week to the next.
Who knows?
But until then, it's a goodbye from me.
And it's goodbye from me.
Laters.
OMG, stay true to the fam. In the booth, you can't do what I can. Yeah, I live in the studio, man. In the summer or the winter, got the studio time. OMG, stay true to the fam. In the booth, you can't do what I can. Yeah, I live in the studio, man. In the summer or the winter, got the studio